panoramic windows with spectacular views. The lower deck, with full exposure to the elements, was a departure for architects. Hearing the sounds of 5 million people below is, well, you just have to check it out for yourself. Both decks are very impressive, but Bud Andrews insisted the public would want to go even higher.
I said, well, what about getting to the top? We can't. And I said, you can and you will. And don't come back here until you do. And they come back a week later, and there we were with this bubble. And so they nicknamed it Bud's Bubble. Because I said they had to get there, they said they couldn't, and I proved them wrong.
The addition of Bud's Bubble, aka the Skypod, meant installing an enclosed elevator to take visitors up another 33 stories. At 447 meters, this is the highest man-made observation platform in the world. March 1975. All that's left to complete the world's tallest building is the erection of the 102-meter antenna mast. To make certain that it all fits together, a trial run assembly is carried out at the base. The corners have been designed with a V-groove to ease the sections into position. Everything fits perfectly. To get the mast topside, a Sikorsky Sky Crane helicopter was brought in. Nicknamed Olga, this heavy-duty chopper will raise the sections up, one piece at a time. Of the mast takes 30 days and 30,000 bolts. There's just one piece left. April 2nd, 1975. A day to remember for the thousands gathered below. It seems as if every Torontonian has come out to witness history in the making. Olga's crew gets the all clear for takeoff. The final piece, 6.5 tons, almost 10 meters tall, is on its way.
And there was actually a little fun with that particular piece because there was a square section all the way up, except for the very bottom, which was pentagonal. So when the helicopter pilots brought it over to drop it into place, they were landing a square peg on a round hole. So I had to explain to Larry Provichek, who was the backseat pilot, I said, Larry, we have a bit of a problem. I said, and I tapped one piece of the antenna. I said, this has to go over here. He said, I've got you. So he picked it up and turned the helicopter and dropped the piece, and we got some pins and bolts in it, and I told him he could go, and he cut loose.
And just when you think, how can you top that? A surprise appearance. The show's not over. Yet.
I stood at the top. There were 4 lightning rods up there, and I held on to one of those, waved to everybody. Not being able to see an eye, of course, but knowing they're out there. I lit the smoke bomb and then got out and headed down for a party.
With the last piece in place, the ascent of man reaches a new milestone. Build it and they will come. Never was a truer word spoken. June 26, 1976. The CN Tower opens to the public. They come in thousands, and they are mightily impressed. What starts out as a television transmission tower becomes a mecca for visitors from all over the world. By constantly reinventing itself, the CN Tower has maintained its status as one of Canada's leading destinations, attracting approximately 2 million visitors every year. The CN Tower is the combined effort of many people from many disciplines. 2 separate architectural firms, scores of designers and engineers, and craftsmen from all the trades. 1,537 workers all told played their part in creating Canada's wonder of the world. For each, there is a common legacy: sheer pride.
I mean, everybody involved with that CN Tower, that's their tower. Everybody believes that they had a great deal to do with it, and of course they did. It was a marvelous thing for a very large team of people to do.
Every time I drive in the garden or into it, and I see that thing in the distance, you know, and I know the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it.
It makes me, want to show people, everybody, look, I was involved in that project. I am the one which played a little part in that project.
I can't help it after all these years. I see it on TV, and I say it's my tower. You see somebody else who had nothing to do with it, and they still call it my tower. And that's a nice thing to have that kind of pride in the community. So it means, I guess, we've been successful.
And more than 30 years after it all began, the CN Tower is still head and shoulders above the competition. Over the years, the CN Tower has become an indelible part of Toronto's skyline, almost as if it's been there forever. But the tower has come to symbolize more than just a local landmark. This spectacular fusion of architectural brilliance and engineering creativity has attained iconic status, instantly recognizable around the world. Canada's wonder of the world all began with those who dared to dream, to aim, and to ultimately reach the height of excellence.
Somebody call 911. Shawty fire burning on the dance floor. Whoa. What's up,
part.